Hi, gorgeous seekers, and welcome to a gorgeous, warm, loving new moon, moon magic. This is the new moon in Virgo. It's happening on August 30th in the very early morning hours on the west coast of the US, so 3:37 a.m. is the exact time on August 30th. So over the course of the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, this energy will be felt in really big ways. I am here in a very cozy state of mind, feeling all the love, feeling all the warmth, and there's a really good reason for that. This is a moon that I think we really need at this time. We've had a lot of challenging moons that have asked us to check in with our process, check in with our fears, check in with our control, check in with our shadow side, revolutionize, wipe away, all these really powerful moons, right? And this is also a powerful moon, but much more in a playful way. And part of the reason for that is we have so many personal planets all working together, either in exact aspect or very close by. Like every single close personal planet is working together. So we have the sun and the moon at 6 degrees of Virgo, right? That's the conjunction that makes the new moon. We have Mars at 7 degrees of Virgo, so aggressive, warrior, let's burn through this and make things happen. Mars is activating this moon in Virgo as well. But then we also have Venus at 11 degrees of Virgo and Mercury at 2 degrees of Virgo. So in total, that is 5 very close energies at work in Virgo, right? And they're all communicating, they're all talking, and that is giving us this playful, communicative, loving, adventurous, creative, romantic, and loving energy. New moons are already a time of deep connection and opening doors and allowing ourselves to believe in the next energetic cycle. Now, not everybody experiences new moons like that. Some people experience that as a much deeper shadow side evolution. Some people have an easier time with new moons or full moons, depending. But this particular full moon has a goal, or a new moon has a goal in mind. And I think this is something really great to keep in mind. So we have all this energy, right? Mars and Venus are both in Virgo. Sun and Moon both in Virgo. And Mercury, the planet of communication, sharing of ideas, intellect, is also at home in Virgo, right? Virgo energy, I have my moon in Virgo, so this is going to be a new moon that I think I'm going to really enjoy. And it doesn't matter if you have placements in Virgo or if you connect with Virgo energy, the fact that all these planets are working in concert and working together is really important, because it's activating all parts of ourselves, right? The sun, our externalized self, the moon, our internal emotional self, Mars, our aggressive, let's get in there and go for it, no holds barred. Venus, our loving, affectionate, sexy, kind of warm side. And Mercury, let's express it through words, through ideas, let's share, let's connect, let's open our throat chakra and have communication, right? These are bold energies when they're all working together, and they're having a great time doing it. And then we add on top of that, I haven't even gotten through the perfection of this moon, which is that Uranus is hanging out at 6 degrees of Taurus, and that is making a perfect trine with the sun and the moon, and also a very, very close trine with Mars. So Uranus is trining this whole conversation going off in Virgo. And Uranus, as many of you know, is a planet of transformation, a planet of risk-taking, a planet not of transformation, but of revolution, evolution. Wants to revolutionize how we do things, wants to open new doors, wants to try new things, is very curious to shake things up. So with Uranus in the mix, think about it like this. You have Mars, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Moon. They're all like, let's open up this amazing package of vulnerability, love, connection, compatibility, openness. And then Uranus is over there and like saying, yeah, let's really revolutionize your life path moving forward. That's big energy. For a new moon, this is really big energy. Like I said, this is very auspicious. This is a new moon that is very aligned for those of you in new relationships or in new trajectories that are really exciting, that are working well for you. This moon is only going to amplify that to huge degrees. Now, Virgo energy, I think I lost my train of thought a little bit because I'm just so excited about this moon, and I'm feeling so like warm and ooey gooey about it, and just feeling the love vibes with this moon, because truly this is a moon for lovers. This is a moon for meeting people who really parallel you, really connect with you, connect with your level of intellect, connect with your level of affection, connect with your level of commitment to showing up to life. That's what we're looking for here with this moon. But Virgo energy, having a Virgo moon, I deeply connect with this new moon as well, but it's all about service, right? The Virgo Pisces axis, and Pisces, we're not getting into Pisces today, but the Virgo Pisces axis is very much about healing. It's about service. It's about connection. And Virgo traditionally is about how we show up to acts of service, how we show up to our day-to-day lives, how we show up to the details. Mercury rules Virgo, and Mercury, when it's activated in Virgo, it's a lot about the details. It's a lot about how we show up actively, using our ideas, using our voice in the real world. It's an earth sign. So having 5 planets together in concert in an earth sign, and then Uranus over there trining also in another earth sign, this is very embodied energy. We're not floating up to the stars and floating out into our fantasy world and kind of hiding out in that space, right? Which I think could be really tempting during this new moon. Because sometimes for those of us who don't have a lot of earth in our chart or don't tend toward that persuasion, this moon could be a little intimidating. It might get you a little nervous, and here is why. Like I said, this is embodied energy. So this is energy that is moving through the world, through the physical world. Meetings are happening. Words are being shared. Ideas are being shared. We are not sitting in our own minds, creating the vibrations, creating the frequencies. Yes, that's still happening, but this new moon tends toward the more real world moments, the small moments, the detail moments that really make an impact in life. And that requires that we show up to the situations, to the people, to the conversations, willing to share what we really feel inside and not trying to suppress it or hide it or float away and avoid it. Now that sounds great, right? A lot of you are like, I'm ready. Been ready for 6 months to show up to some conversations and have the manifestations and be vulnerable. I've been ready. Why has it taken this long? Well, when it really comes to the point where you do have to be that bold person that says, I really care about you. I really care about this issue. I really want to leave behind this job, and I really want to advocate for this new project. I really want to get out there and be seen. I really want to show you who I am. These are the there's a stage fright that can come with these moments of vulnerability. Our culture, the individualist culture of the 20th century that began with a lot of the marketing that developed during the 20th century and for sure into the 21st century, started to isolate us a little bit. And, you think about the way that we grew up, at least, in the US and Europe and a lot of Western culture. We all have our own rooms. We all live in our own little spaces. We're taught to become very self-sufficient emotionally, practically. There's a lot that teaches us that, even law of attraction stuff is like, you need to go and fix your vibration if you want stuff to come to you, right? Which there's a punishing aspect to the way that comes across, even if it's not the intent, that can make us feel like, oh my gosh, if I don't have all my I's dotted and my T's crossed before I get to these conversations, then I shouldn't do it. I should just stay behind the scenes. There's a lot that encourages us to suppress and push down and wait and avoid. There's a lot in our culture with social media, with the way the efficiency of it, that has taught us that it's not good to be vulnerable and it's not good to be too much. But this moon is really encouraging authentic vulnerability, which is not about posting on social media, right? It's like, it's those really intimate moments that we have where we really have to it is a leap of faith, because we are sharing of ourselves, our little individualist selves, not knowing what that is going to lead to. There are no guarantees, right? There is only us showing up in the moment. And like I said, this is very supportive energy of this kind of moment. This is very earthy and authentic. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being ready beforehand. It's not about having everything prepped so that when this happens, then is the time that I will then share what I feel. You'll never really feel totally ready to share it. By the time you feel in your head ready to share something, you've already moved past it. It's already something that probably doesn't mean as much to you. When we share in true, authentic vulnerability, there's always a sense that we are pushing outside of our comfort zone and we are not in just the safe confines of what we know already. That's what makes vulnerability so beautiful, so precious, and so scary. It's a really big word, right? Brene Brown has brought it forward. Love her work. I mean, what an amazing person. What an amazing concept. I'm a huge fan, but I think sometimes, it becomes such a common word we forget to go back to the fact that this is still a skill set that really involves a little bit of adrenaline and a little bit of nerves. And there's so much momentum behind this moon. There's so much momentum behind this idea of new beginnings. This is really about committing to new energies. For those of you who watched my August readings, a lot of those readings I was saying that this is a month of committing, putting your foot on a path, and this moon really mirrors back that kind of, let's close out August with this really powerful putting of the foot on the path, right? I guess I should start shuffling some cards. But I can't emphasize enough how kind and nurturing and creative this moon is, and how adventurous it is. It's not about the inner cynic. This moon is not about the cynic at all. This moon is about the wouldn't it be nice if I said what I wanted, wouldn't it be nice to know that this is really for me? And if you take a risk and you put something out there that really authentically you feel and it doesn't work out for some reason, or somebody says, oh, that's not for me right now, you also still have answers. Two of Pentacles. Okay, this brings up questions of authenticity and sharing as well. I'll talk about it as soon as we pull all four of our Moon Magic cards. Seven of Cups. Okay, well, just when I was saying this is a very embodied moon, we've got some of the most wishy-washy energies, but I think that's because what I was just saying, this is a really exciting moon, and I am overjoyed that I get to share this loving, affectionate moon. I will say this though, because there's so much energy there for it, and because there's so much that's this is a green light time. It will trigger the avoidant parts of yourself. Seven of Wands, that's very Martian, very Mars focused there, my friends. And Mars is deeply entwined at kind of the core of the Sun-Moon conjunction. Mars is like, hey, let's go. Let's do this. I don't want to wait around anymore. There's an eagerness to make things happen in Four of Cups. But like I said, because this is kind of faded energy, so this is about big commitments. It's about starting new projects, saying yes to new adventures, saying yes to new pathways. When we hit into energy like this, that is so let's go. Everything's here to push you forward. Everything's here to open your throat chakra and your heart chakra, to put you in that loving mood and that adventurous mood. Guess what happens? Defenses go up. Avoidant personality comes up. Survival instincts come up. And these are all here when we are feeling our most vulnerable. So we have the Seven of Wands here, which is like, let's go, let's do this. I'm ready. I'm ready to get in there and get on this and have fun. And then there's a whole bunch of like, well, what if? What if this isn't real? What if this is all a mirage? What if I can't trust any of this? Maybe I should just go back to the way I was back in like February. I know what that looks like. At least I have control over there. Two of Pentacles makes me think of a juggler, right? A juggler, an entertainer who wants to keep everybody happy. So doesn't pick one or the other, doesn't say, this is mine, this is really mine that I want to share, but says, if I just stay here, maybe I'll be able to keep everybody happy. No, no, no. This moon is not about that. If you do that, this moon is going to come and go, and you're going to be like, what was Sarah talking about? This moon is nothing. This moon did nothing for me in my life. What happens when we really share the part of ourselves that is really truly true, like not true, not the one that we think somebody wants to hear, that we assume somebody wants to hear, because how do you even know? Unless you ask them, unless you share, right? But the one that's really ours, what we really feel. Two of Pentacles is that resistance to that and saying, I don't know, maybe I won't share it. You can do that, but you'll stay in this in-between state. Same with Seven of Cups. Now, Seven of Cups is a really important energy, and a lot of people resist the Seven of Cups energy, or it kind of scares them. There's a lot to do with self-delusion and things like that. But there's an important thing that goes on when Seven of Cups is in the conversation. And this is what is going on. We go to Seven of Cups energy when we have been sorting through what works for us. When we have been sorting through what our soul language is telling us we want in our next life, in our next energetic phase, and what's working for us right now. If you're using this energy correctly, this is pure intuition. Right? This is you following the right gut impulse. You pick up the correct cup. You pick up the cup that nourishes you, not the cup that poisons you. And this is an emotive, energetic, psychic energy that you have to tap into, right? Now you can get lost up there and stay out there for a long time sorting through the cups and sipping from some poisons and sipping from some paranoias and what have you. But you already know what the cup is that you want to choose. With both of these, it's that indecision. It's that worry that if you pick the cup, you will be harmed. You won't be able to handle it, and the risk is too great. But here's the other thing that's going on. The sevens here, Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands. Seven is that number of elevation, of soul language. So we intuitively, emotively understand what cup we need to pick up, and then we act. We take action. We go for it. We become the performer. And not the fake performer, but we take what we emotively understand and we put it into practice in the world. And it does feel like high pressure. It does feel like adrenaline, because all of a sudden, when you're vulnerable, when you're authentic, when you're really sharing what you truly think, if you're really following what you truly feel, you better believe your adrenaline goes up. You better believe you don't feel just like comfortable and chilled out and like, I don't care. You care. That's exactly why this is an important thing to share. Indifference is such a silly concept on so many levels. I mean, sure, there's plenty of things we can be indifferent about, but in your life, come on. No. Only boring people are indifferent to everything. They've shut their entire emotive system off, and at that point, just whatever. Okay, Four of Cups. Interesting final card. But I want you to think about this. Okay, you have this revolutionary moon. It's like it's a congregation of like 6 planets and earth signs being like, listen, we gotta have a talk. We're gonna make some things happen. Okay. Let it all sink in. You open a doorway. You open a vulnerable conversation. You open up more questions as well. You open up more possibilities as well. And it's okay for you to not have that all resolved around this new moon. You are going to feel a little bit shaky. You're going to feel a little bit uncertain about what this next cup coming in is going to look like. You don't get to have steps 1 through 20 just because you've been vulnerable for step 1. The only guarantee you get is that you're showing up and you're fully feeling. That's your guarantee. Okay. I think I've covered it. And like I said, I cannot stress enough how warm and inviting this moon is. Don't get afraid of it. Don't amp yourself up too much. You kind of got to be in the moment. Some of you, you'll be watching this discussion and you won't even know what I'm talking about for that point in the month until that week, until that weekend. Maybe not even until September hits will it all really make sense. And that's fine. We're supposed to be in the moment. A lot of this has been building and culminating over the last 3 months. This is stuff you've been preparing for. This is stuff you've been invested in. So this is a beautiful time to sink into this beauty and to trust into it. You can find me on Instagram at SarahVerba, and you can also find me on my website, SARAHTAROT.com. I have not notified people yet of my fall sessions opening up for the one-on-one, but those will be opening up very soon as soon as I get a few things sorted out with my scheduling. So if you want to be on the notification list for those appointments, feel free to email me and I will get you set up. The monthly readings will be up very shortly. Have a beautiful, or if you're watching this on the new moon, I'm sure they're up by now. Either way, I hope you have a beautiful new moon in Virgo. I know that I am going to have such a good new moon. It's just a bone deep feeling for me. I'm going to be in a really special space. So I'm sending you guys all of my love. Have a beautiful, blessed, and auspicious new moon. I will see you again for the next moon magic and all the monthly readings ahead, and I'm sending you all of my love.